Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 6th of June. My name is Philip Kingston.
And I'm Darren Krongold.
Darren, great to have you in the chair today.
Great to be back.
We know why you're here, not only because you're one of the world's greatest real estate agents, of course, and you're a worthy anchor, but you're here because our partner Gary Peer is away.
Again.
Yes, again. I know, viewers, tedious as it is, you think he's on a holiday, but no, he's on a fact-finding mission because we have an annual conference, an annual real estate conference, with a group called the Property Profile Group that we're part of.
Yep.
And Gary, Lior and Jeremy have gone to the Philippines. The question, viewers, you're probably asking is why aren't Darren and I there? We're not there for the very simple reason that, no disrespect, but there's not a chance in the world we're going to go to the Philippines.
That's right.
I mean, in between, and it's terrible that we say this, in between the casinos being shot up and militants, crazy militants storming islands, that would be the last place that I would go.
Happy to stay home at the moment.
Just for the record, Gary, Jeremy, Lior, all I can say is we will not be paying the ransom. I did warn the three of you about going there. So, no. Looks like our shareholding is going to increase in the company when we never see them again. Anyway, we do hope they do learn something.
I'll take the convertible BMW, Gary, if you're not back.
We've got dibs on everything at the moment.
Share the Range Rover, Jeremy.
One thing we won't be taking is his poor wardrobe, because the reality is that'll be the last thing we'd have. Anyway, speaking of Melbourne real estate, I don't know what the segue was. What a great weekend.
Big weekend. Good weekend.
We really are making our last week's prediction on GPTV look pretty silly, because I think last week's edition we called the Plateau in the market.
Yeah.
And then we came out of the blocks.
Had a big Sunday, good Saturday.
What was our percentage?
88%.
88% clearance rate against an industry average, which was pretty good at 77%. So Darren, probably premature in calling the market plateauing, because 15 out of 17 is remarkable. But I think there was a game changer in Kooyong Road on the weekend.
Huge result.
Viewers, this is what happens when you've got a parcel of land where two people that have got a deep interest in buying something will pay what they need to do rather than what is reflective of market conditions. Because we had a property at number 147 Kooyong Road, viewers, 1,104 square metres of land. Now, this is really part of the Golden Mile, and if you think about Kooyong Road, this is no longer $3 million territory, nor $4 million, $5 million, $6 million. It's now $7 million territory along there. We sold a parcel of land where the previous blocks had sold for, I think, 2.4 to 2.6.
2.5, yeah, 2.6.
Yep. $3,560,000 competitive bidding, but it wasn't just one or two bidders. There were four bidders in excess of $3 million. So, you know, if you were to call the market on one auction, you'd say the market was on fire, booming again. But let's have a look across the weekend, Darren, because we sold in Park Street again. Let's get that property up on screen as we speak. We sold that for $595,000, 2 bed, 2 bath, 1 car space. Interestingly, Darren, we sold that entire building about 18 months, 2 years ago, off the plan and during construction. Now, normally viewers, in the first year or two of buying a new product, it's a bit like buying a new car. You get the joys of owning new, but they tend to go up slower in the first couple of years.
Absolutely.
If in fact, Darren, sometimes backwards.
They go backwards.
But congratulations to the vendors there, because they bought this for less than what they sold it for, which is unusual. And a special shout out to the developer there, who should be very proud of himself for building a really good quality development.
Exactly.
So in yesterday's meeting, Darren, 5 at 55 Alexandra Street, a very strong result. Nikki Janover was always confident it was going to sell in excess of the quote range, which was 490 to 530. We smashed that result. Price is undisclosed, unfortunately, viewers, but we left that quote range well behind. Shout out to Aviv Samuel, firstly to Aviv Samuel, who has just, with his beautiful wife, given birth to the first daughter in the Samuel household.
8 boys or something,
there
I was saying.
8 Samuel boys
and the first girl.
This is the first granddaughter for the grandparents.
Followed in my footsteps in my family too.
And a special shout out to that little girl whose name is Mika. Mika, which is apparently is the word for the definition of gift from God.
Right.
So, No doubt a daughter after 8 boys. It's
Definitely a gift from
but
God.
He did a great job there. Sale price there of $1,435,000 at 163 Oakley Road. Moving on, great result in Johnson Street in Malvern.
Yep, yeah, nice little apartment there, 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car spot, and the boys had a good auction, quoting 5 to 550, and they sold for 592. So that's a great result.
Really strong result there, and well done to the Samuel brothers and the Carnegie team for that result. Well, Sunday, Darren, was an amazing
4
day.
out of 4. Can't ask for more.
How good was the weather for the first weekend in winter?
Unbelievable. We were actually talking about it with a few clients at our opens. They were standing outside enjoying that beautiful sun, no wind, and it was perfect weather for opens and auctions yesterday.
Don't mind working in that cold as long as it's bright and sunny with no wind. Anyway, it was a lovely day. We just had the most incredible results. We talked about 147 Kooyong Road, which just
went crazy.
But then at unit number 1 at 309 Glen Ira Road.
Good result there.
There was a standout result because there'd been a fully renovated one 2 doors down. Sell for $999,000. Now that was fully renovated and not on the road. We sold thinking that if we got the same result, we'd be doing really well. Well, ours had a reserve in the 9s, and we sold it for 1,195,000 viewers, which is just, you'd call the market booming just on that
result,
result
and
alone.
Kooyong Road.
We moved on there, Darren, to a lovely, lovely house in Lamella
Yes.
Street in Caulfield, which it runs off Hawthorne Road in the Glen Ira to Glen Huntley Road vicinity. A really nice house. Reserve there was 1.5 million. We had 5 bidders. Chase that all the way to
1,943.
That is just a standout
I was
result.
a little bit behind. I thought you'd get close to 1.8, but you smashed it.
Yeah. Look, the vendor was a delightful lady. Shout out to her, but just an incredible result. And then we brought down the curtain on Sunday with only 4 auctions, but 4 fabulous auctions in Hillside Avenue. Tell us about that.
So we had a lovely little house in Hillside that was just over 500 square metres of land. We had 2 parties competing hard for it. We put it on the market and it sold well in excess of the reserve
So the price was undisclosed there, but what we are able to say that we were quoting that in the 1.6 to 1.76 price range and sold well in excess of that. So just another great result there.
Vendor's very, very happy.
So Darren, let's talk about the market, because last week we were calling it plateaued. And are we able to say on the strength of one weekend that it's game back on?
No, I don't think so, but I think with shortage of stock, there's plenty of buys around. There's a few more buys around this weekend than we've seen probably in the last week or so. So, quality, good homes. It's good to have a good weekend in this time of the year.
So with an 88% clearance rate, we're still calling the market plateauing.
Yes.
But I think viewers, what we do need to drill down and say, we're plateauing at very strong levels.
Yes, we are.
So the market's not continuing to go up every week, although we do say where we've got a property where 2 buyers that have got deep pockets have decided they want it, and they're unaffected really by borrowings.
Sure, absolutely.
So it would be safe to say that if they've decided they want it, they're going to pay for
whatever it has to take to
whatever
get
the price is. And viewers, I think one of the things that's interesting about that, Darren, is that if you've got money on deposit at 1.5% or 2%, putting your money into bricks and mortar or land, you'd have to say, well, I'm getting nothing for my money in the bank.
You're right.
If you're taking a long-term view, which is I'm going to own this asset for the next 10, 20 years, then does it really matter if you pay an extra 10 or 20% more than what we think something's worth?
No, I think, and then you're right, you're 100% correct, but I think the market definitely has plateaued in a way, but it's left off very strong results out there at the moment. So we hope, see how it goes for the rest of winter.
Viewers, at our sales meeting on every Monday, where we drill down into the open for inspections, we talk about every auction, we talk about every new listing, we talk about how the open for inspections performed. Good to see that last week our numbers were marginally up on the weekend before, and if you are currently selling with us, these are the sort of level of detail our sales team will impart.
That's right.
But your market, Darren, you've had a great run at the top end of the market.
Yeah, we've had a good May, and we've got, it's a little bit light on at the moment for June, but we've got a few good stock coming for June and July, and we'll see. But the top end's doing well. We need more stock. We've had a good run with some big properties in the month of May.
So if we talk about that, so June, July are traditionally the 2 lowest volume months. So when we look at our forward bookings, our June's probably going to be marginally up on June of last year. as will our
July will be. I think July is going to be a lot further ahead than last July.
The top end of the market, which is our $3 million plus homes, you're probably not going to see much volume come through until August
and September. And I think it's going to be busy. It's showing at the moment, we're talking to people that are looking at planning for late August and into September before the holidays and grand final period. Before the hardest week.
So September's got a few obstacles, which is school holidays, the grand final, some religious holidays. But all in all, it just seems to be so solid.
Yeah, absolutely. It's moving along a lot better than we expected, and it's good. So we just got to keep the volume coming in.
And as we've said, June and July is a good time to go away. As Sally Zellman, shout out to Sally Zellman.
Wherever you are in the world.
Where is she at the moment?
Well, last time I spoke to her, she was in Ireland, and then now I think she's on some boat somewhere. I've tried to call her, text her, tell her about her result in Hillside, and she's not returning my calls, so she's having a good holiday.
Shout out to Sally Zellman. Darren, we talked last week about the Queen's birthday coming up, and once again a shout out to Queen Elizabeth, doing a great job. Keep up the good work. But it is her birthday weekend this weekend.
That's right.
Even if it's not her birthday. Doing anything? Going away?
No, Saturday got off and Sunday I'm working, so we're splitting the team up so they can have a day off for each other.
You're so kind, Darren. So kind. Viewers, just a little bit about the team, what's going on. The viewers might not be aware, Darren, but we have a staff drinks session.
Yes, last Thursday.
A staff get together. Once every month we have a cocktail party, if you like, which is held at Las Chicos in Carlisle Street. Shout out to the Las Chicos coffee crew that get behind our coffee van. But we have a cocktail party there once a month, as you well know, where viewers, we have 2 awards. We give a wrap about what's going on in the organisation, but we give 2 awards. We have a Salesperson of the Month award, where we give a trophy away, Darren.
Yes.
And the trophy is called the
Doogie Award.
So
which
viewers,
is my name.
Doogie is Darren's nickname, and we have an award which will show up on screen now called the Doogie, because that is an award for excellence, named after you, Darren, which is a lovely compliment. But we have a Salesperson of the Month, and we have a Team Member of the Month, and the Salesperson of the Month this month was
Leon
Gusenfitter, who had a record month, had the most incredible month. Shout out to Leon and his wonderful team, which includes Ben Eisner, Jared and Steph. So certainly they're doing amazing things, but Leon is a consistent Salesperson of the Month award winner. But our Team Member of the Month, viewers, goes to whichever member of the team outside our sales area, and keep in mind that we have now over 110 people, of which 35 people are selling, which leaves the balance as people doing anything from admin to property management to front of house being reception. So it's voted internally, and the team member is chosen from across our offices. And a shout out to Zoe Swinnerton, who is one of our property managers in our Carnegie office, for the fabulous work that she did over the month of May. So well done, Zoe, on winning Team Member of the Month award. And the prize, viewers, is a night at Crown. The Crown Towers. I think the expensive Crown Towers, not the cheaper version. But we take a room and then we give them breakfast, but we don't cover any of the gambling losses. But shout out to those two. We've got one auction coming up this week, which is
during the week,
midweek, which is our auction in Narrong Road. And what a great property this is, viewers. This is I think is our 64th block of apartments that we've auctioned. And this is an entire block, apartments numbers 1 through 6 at 40 Narrong Road. Fantastic building, built in the 60s in immaculate condition. And that's got a builder's own apartment at the front, plenty of car parking, and an approved plans and permit for 2 additional apartments. So what a great investment, what a great development for a builder perhaps to refurb and sell them back on the market. Having said that, we find most of these buildings now are being sold to long-term investors that will either keep them as is or renovate them and keep them in their investment portfolio for the next 20 odd years.
Yeah, that's right. So that's auctioned on Thursday at 2 o'clock. So come on down if you want to, if you're in the area, and come and buy a great investment.
It is a fantastic address, and it's a fantastic building on the north side of Narrong Road. So Darren, a short week for GPTV this week, with no auctions coming up on the weekend. So
what are you doing on this weekend?
It's a good question. I must say, when I've got a weekend off, My wife will tell you this. I'm good for a couple of hours at home before I start to get twitchy. So what will I be doing this weekend? I'll probably get out and have a look at some open for inspections on Saturday.
Go skiing. Skiing season starts this weekend, doesn't it?
The snow hasn't really started
I
yet.
heard on the weekend it was already out there. We've already got 10 centimetres of buller.
10 centimetres. I'm a fair weather skier.
Right.
I like a lot more snow than that. But no, I'll probably get out and look at some open for inspections and maybe see a movie or two. Or viewers go to the Van Gogh exhibition at the National Gallery. You heard of Van Gogh, Darren?
Not my scene. No, that's okay.
He thinks that's one of his Dutch cellars in South Caulfield. Speaking
the surfing comp's on in Fiji at the moment. I'll enjoy that.
Speaking of South Caulfield, Darren, let's talk about where we are at the moment.
Yes, we're in Jenkins Street.
Jenkins Street, what number?
Number 9, Jenkins Street, South Caulfield.
Take us through this house, Darren, because it is quite magnificent.
It's an amazing home. It's built. It's actually it's townhouses side by side, but this is the bigger one. It's the owners. It's like a house. It's got 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, great living areas, very modern, hydronic heating, double parking, and it's got a basement, which I've never actually very, very rarely see, an incredible room underneath there that just is like nearly half of the building. Great billiard area and entertaining room.
If I can pick up on that, you say this is a townhouse. Technically, you would describe it that way, but I would describe this as very much a house because you walk in and it's palatial in size. I'm loving the parquetry floorboards, but you're right, that basement downstairs is a unique addition, and that basement area has its own bathroom.
That's right.
And it is massive.
Massive.
Certainly a real surprise package, goes to auction. The date and time is up on screen as we speak. But what a wonderful property. Darren, always great to have you on GPTV.
Thank you. It's good to be back. I like coming on this show.
Absolutely. Always good to have you, and always good to have your insights as to what's going on in the marketplace. A busy time. We have said that June and July is a bit quieter, as it always is, but it's a great time to have your property on the market because as a seller, you have less competition. So June's already gone for us, but we're still taking bookings for late July. And now is the time to start thinking about booking in already your September, October, November.
And August.
Campaign. So viewers, it might be cold outside, but as we said at the start, the market is still smoking hot. Plateaued or no plateau, it's just fabulous out there. Thanks again for watching. I'm Philip Kingston.
I'm Darren Krongold. Have a great week. Have a great week.